Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan and welcome to the channel. Now, in tonight's presentation, we're going to simplify market timing and how to be profitable when it comes to investing in stocks in general. That's right. Now, I know most of you out there always going to news sources, looking at balance sheets, putting a lot of extra indicators on charts that you really don't need. Now, to be effective and profitable in the market, I'm going to show you some simple techniques to utilize going forward so that way we can do just that. Now, here at VectorVest, we put in the time and the research so that way you don't have to, and to keep you on the right side of investing, which is always to be making money, right? No one likes to lose money, and when you lose money, that's when emotions start to kick in. So with this being said, let's go ahead and get started. Now here we've got the market timing graph. The candlesticks you see here represent the VectorVest composite, or VVC. This is over 9,000 stocks that we're currently tracking in our database, and I personally believe it just gives a better representation of the overall market. This is actually how we generate our market timing signals off the VectorVest composite. Now, just down below, you can see we got the MTI here. The MTI is our market timing indicator. It tracks the trends of several of our proprietary market timing indicators and giving us a sense of the underlying trend of the market. Now, this is actually one of my favorite indicators in the VectorVest software. And just to be straightforward, this indicator alone is worth a subscription. Now, as we look at this historically over the last 12 months here, you can see it gets top heavy around this 1.5, 1.6 level, and the market likes to find a bottom around 0.6. So we're simply going to utilize this, pair it with one of our market timing indicators, being the DEW, and just utilize the stock viewer to find great stocks at the right moment. So let's go ahead and add the DEW to the chart here. Now, our three scenarios over the last 12 months that this system would have taken effect. The first one here being we got a DEW up signal right at the beginning of the year on January 10th here. We can see the MTIs at 1.22, so still giving us some upside potential there. Now, that signal did go down on the 21st of February, so that would have been a good potentially time to start cashing out of positions or protecting profits. And here we would get back in on March 31st here. You see the MTI hitting this green line, starting to bounce off of it. The market's finding support. We do see a little bit of chop here, so that's why we got some stop criteria to keep us in those positions. However, this would have been the ideal time to sell here because we had the MTI coming off this high level here, starting to retrace from those historically high levels. So by the 11th of August, definitely a good time to at least protect profits and get back to cash. Now, the last and most recent example would have been the up signal here back on the 3rd of November. The DEW signal was given up right as the MTI crossed back above this green line, showing us that the market potentially found a bottom at this point. And we see that the market rallied, hitting its high on the 28th of December, which if you wanted to sell due to tax purposes, you probably would have waited till the next year. So we see the DEW down signal was given on the 17th of January. So these are the three examples I have over the past 12 months where you can utilize both the DEW and market timing indicator conjoined to make sure you're on the right side of the market. So now let's go ahead and test this theory. We're going to jump into the stock viewer, do some testing, and see if this actually would have worked out. And just for your information, I did no pre-testing, so we're about to find out the results together. But I am confident in the system. I have utilized this trading method for a while, so let's see how this would have worked out. Now, if you're a subscriber to VectorVest, you know where I'm at, and that is the stock viewer. One thing I love about the software is that we save all the data historically, so that way you can actually do some testing. Everyone's like, well, that happened in the past. Well, have you ever heard the saying, history tends to repeat itself? Yeah, well, there's no way to really predict the future. All you can do is do some testing and see what is working and what's not working. So let's take a look here. Now, by default, these stocks are in order by VST. I'm actually going to change the sort here to CI. The reason being is that we're technically swing trading here. We don't plan on being in stocks for a long time. Well, potentially, but we're just playing a DEW up signal when the MTI is really low, getting out at a DEW down signal after it's hit those historically high levels. So let's see how this played out. So these are the stocks that appeared in the list. If I hit the quick test button, I will have to change the date here. If we use quick dates, you can see the DEW down signal was given on February 21st, 2023. So hit OK. We'll run the test here. And look at this. We've got 15 winners, 5 losers, on average 13% gain in just over a month's time period. Now, if I compare that down below to the SPY here, that's only up 2.18%. So let's compare it to something else, the QQQ, because that's typically the hardest thing to beat. And if I even compare it to the QQQ, almost doubled. Look at that. QQQ's at 7.77%. We're at almost 14%. So then I'll go back and change the date here to the next ideal moment that I presented to you, which would have been on the 31st of March. So this is when we got a DEW up signal. These were the stocks given here. So let's go ahead and quick test this. I will change the end date, changes to DEW. You see the red dot, that means the DEW was given down on the 11th of August here. Run the test. Look at this, 12 winners, 8 were losers. However, the average here, 22%. We can see it beating the Qs here at 14%. And if we compare that to the SPY, at just 8%. So almost tripled what the S&P 500 did during that same time frame. Now the last scenario I'm going to give you here was on November 3rd. If I change this to the DEW, we can see the green signal was given then. And if I run a quick test till the next DEW down signal after the retracement of the MTI's historically high levels at 1.5, we see that was on the 17th of January. We'll hit the run test button. Here we've got 13 winners, 7 losers. So more than half the stocks are winners. And on average, look at this, 7.26%. This was the one instance where it did fail to beat the SPY. And if we compare it to the QQQ at 10%. All right, VV Nation, I just shared with you one of my favorite ways to really time the market, properly time the market. I know there's a myth out there saying that no one can time the market. I believe that no one can predict the market. They can properly time it by assessing the trend, which is the whole point of the VectorVest 7 system. Now, this being said, the results I showed you with the CI stocks is 44% for the year of 2023. So if you're happy with those type of results and that type of yield and 1 year time frame, which I believe most people would be, I think this is a strategy that you don't need to sleep on and that you actually need to pay maybe a little bit more attention to. If you don't have the software, the trial, it's 99 cents, 30 days, give you some time to play around with it, see if it's something that you can actually utilize in your own trading. For those who are subscribers, do some quick testing. Did you see that every time we did a quick test on those indexes, they were positive? That's how powerful the MTI coupled with the DEW is. So not only if you're playing CI stocks, but you can play a lot of different strategies utilizing this type of market timing system. Now, this being said, you can also utilize this when it comes to hedging your portfolio or playing to the downside. You would just look at it from the adverse effect. You would look for DEW down signals when the MTI level is high to start opening up short positions. Now, I know the Federal Reserve just reported a little bit ago. You got lucky because I didn't finish this video recording in time, and I really believe that this is going to be the catalyst that tips over the market. We already all know that the market is overbought right now. That being said, me personally, I would be playing to the downside right now, hedging my portfolio, tiptoeing into some contras, some options, things of that nature to make money to the downside, especially with the MTI coming off these high levels. Now, the DEW down signal has not been given yet. That's why I utilize the terminology until we get confirmation by that preliminary down signal to be given. Now, again, my name is Ryan. It's been a pleasure giving you tonight's presentation. If you really enjoyed the content and you see the value of the VectorVest 7 system, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this with your social networks so others can be profitable in the stock market as well. Good night.
Hey VV Nation, do you want to increase your profits and generate income? Well, you can. For 99 cents, we'll give you access to the VectorVest system for 30 days. And guess what? It's a money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, we'll give you back your 99 cents. But folks, you're going to have access to the best software out there, the best guidance at any price. All you have to do is go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. Folks, it's a no-brainer. Go there right now and take advantage of your 30-day trial for 99 cents.